हेलो एवरीवन, वेरी वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। वेलकम टू टेस्टबुक सुपर कोचिंग फॉर रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज। और आज के इस सेशन में आप सबका स्वागत है जी। वेलकम टू दी प्लेटफॉर्म एंड वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस वीकली करंट अफेयर्स with MCQs. Obviously through MCQs we are going to discuss some important news. The last week there were so many news regarding the financial world, regarding the banking and the economics. So all those news we are going to cover in today's session. But again, before going to start the session, before going to start today's lecture, if you have any questions, queries and the doubts, please put those questions, queries and doubts in comment section and then we'll move forward. फिर हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं. Another thing is that if you are yet to subscribe our channel, if you are yet to like our channel, so please एक बार चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिएगा, सेशन को लाइक कर दीजिए एंड शेयर भी जरूर कर दीजिएगा. तो शुरू करते हैं, ज्यादा वक्त ना जाया करते हुए. नियर अबाउट वी आर गोइंग टू कवर 25 to 30 MCQs from the last week's important events, important current affairs oriented events. Mostly our focus will be on the banking, finance and the economics related to the news from these sections will be the major focus of our discussion of today's session. The first question, but before that, yeah, the first question is here. Just one sec. I guess, just one sec, guys. I guess I will just give open up the new file because I guess this is the old file which is here. Yes. So this is a little bit confusion here. Fine. So we'll start with the session now. So first of all, yes, the RBI Grade B Laksh batch is started already. So if you can be the part of this particular batch. Right now in this batch, you can get the discount offer, and in 7499 you can enroll into this batch with 3 EMIs. The 2499 के 3 EMI आपके पास रहेंगे जिसके थ्रू आप enroll कर सकते हो. To get enroll into this batch, RBI Special is the name of the coupon code which will be helpful for you. So I will start. The first question is on your screen. Group of ministers, how many members has been GST Council to make decisions regarding the future of compensation says. We talked about this news that under GST Council there is a GOM, group of ministers being created. Under this group of ministers, they are going to talk about the compensation says. So till the end of I guess December, till the end of November, this particular GOM is going to present the report so that the GST Council will decide to continue the compensation says or not. Compensation says is given to the state government due to the losses due to introduction of GST. But earlier when GST was introduced, it was promised that this compensation says will be for 5 years. But now 5 years completed, it is still working. So what we should do in future, or if we want to continue this, so for how many years we are going to continue, so all those things will be discussed by this. So total 10 members are there under this GOM, 10 members, and this whole group of ministers committee will be headed by the State of Finance Minister Pankaj Chaudhary sir. So he is going to be the leader of this particular group. He is going to be the head of this particular committee. Last time we discussed about, if you remember, there was a GOM created for the sake of the insurance and the GST on the insurance premiums, especially life insurance and the health insurance. And Samrat Chaudhary sir was the conveyor of that particular group, and here the Pankaj Chaudhary sir is a conveyor of this particular group. So remember that questions definitely can be asked on the asked in the exams. We'll go to the next question. The next question on your screen. NBFC sector continues to show resilience under a scale-based regulation framework according to RBI report. When was SBR introduced? SBR को कब introduce किया गया था? So SBR is called as a scale-based regulation. So I guess on Saturday we talked about this news. On Saturday we discussed about this news. NBFC sector continues to show resilience under scale-based regulation framework. So scale based, like upper limit, lower limit, middle layer, in that way. So the we talked about the layer classification for the NBFCs, non-banking financial companies. So NBFC sector की अगर बात करें, by December 2023 the NBFC sector had maintained the double-digit lending growth, sufficient capital level, and the low default percentage according to the RBI report. So that is the case. So layers की हमने बात की थी, the report, the name of the report was Peeling the Layers, a review of the NBFC sector in the recent times. So in that way, the classification was there. So we talked about this classification in our Saturday session. I'll go to the next question. Government will borrow how much lakh crore during the October and March? October-March के time frame में how much amount of money the government of India is going to borrow? It's the second half of the financial year. So already for the first half, we worked on the first half. For the second half, we have the plan that certain amount of money we are going to borrow by selling government bonds, either the long-term bonds called as a dated security or the short-term bonds called as the T-bills. Sovereign green bonds are also there. Ways and means advances are also there. So all those things we discussed, all those things we talked about in our regular sessions. So answer of this question is 6.61 lakh crore. That is the focus of Government of India, which is Government of India's planning. So overall for the whole financial year, 14.01 lakh crore is the target. Less than that only we are going to borrow. उससे कम ही हम लोग borrow करने वाले हैं. But for the second half, our plan is 6.61 lakh crore. That is total, जो total amount हमने plan किया था उसका 47.2% we are going to borrow by the Government of India. Out of which sovereign green bonds के लिए target set किया गया है 20,000 crore for the sovereign green bond. So this can be the question for the exam, that how much amount of money we are going to borrow under sovereign green bond, because earlier the starting of this year sovereign green bond was not that successful. RBI को उसे वापस लेना पड़ा, उसे cancel करना पड़ा. But now again Government of India is planning to issue sovereign green bond. So that is the case over here. Again, ways and means advances will also be used. 50,000 crore Government of India is planning to borrow from the ways and means advances. Ways and means advances is a product created by RBI so that central government, state government can borrow money from them, and that's the concept here. Next, under which section of IBC had SBI filed a petition against toll road subsidiary of Reliance Infra? IBC insolvency bankruptcy code. SBI ने इनको लोन दिया था, but they are not able to repay the loan. That's why under insolvency bankruptcy code, the lender as well as borrower both can file the case. दोनों case file कर सकते हैं. So SBI is one of the lender to the Reliance Infra, and they are not able to repay the money. That's why SBI decided to file the case against them. So insolvency bankruptcy process will start so that the money can be recovered. So under which section basically they asked? So section 7 of the insolvency bankruptcy code allow the lender to file a petition so that the money can be recovered. Insolvency bankruptcy code is a law created in 2016. Under this law, basically, the companies or the individuals who are bankrupt or who are insolvent, the proper action can be taken and to recover the money. So lender, group of lenders, or even the borrowers can start the process by filing the case under section 7 to the IBC Insolvency Bankruptcy Code. Insolvency Bankruptcy Code is regulated by Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India. So we have IBBI, Insolvency Bankruptcy Board of India, they are responsible to handle this whole process as a regulator. So IBC is not the part of RBI's regulatory activity, it's a part of IBBI's regulatory activity. The another thing is that if in this insolvency process, if in this bankruptcy process, some legal things happen, some legal issues happens, so in that situation, NCLT will come into the picture, National Companies Law Tribunal will come into the picture to solve the problem. So NCLT is one of the most important authority. So remember that questions can be again asked on this particular case. India has secured 39th place among which of the following global economies in the Global Innovation Index? So India recently under Global Innovation Index got the 39th rank. Earlier we were at the 40th rank. WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization, is responsible for providing this particular report. Switzerland is at the top of this ranking. USA is also doing very good job in this ranking, but India's rank is also improving step by step. Last year we were at the 40th rank. Now it became the 39th. So the question is that like how many economies were considered by the WIPO to give this particular data? So out of 133 economies, India's rank is 39th. Like I have mentioned, Switzerland is at the top of this ranking. The another thing which is important, like there are some cities, there is a sub ranking under this regarding cities, and under the sub ranking, Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, Chennai, they are listed as one of the most creative, one of the most innovative cities. So under top 100, Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, Chennai, the 4 cities from India we can see, and these cities are doing a very good job as per this particular report given by World Intellectual Property Organization, whose headquarters is in Geneva. That will be another important case. Okay, so we'll move forward to the next question. Securities and Exchange Board of India fined Jay Anmol Ambani with how many rupees for failing to perform appropriate due diligence before authorizing general purpose corporate loans? Now, another Ambani with the fine. Last time his father was Anil Ambani was charged with the fine as well as banned from the stock exchange. Now his son is also being charged by the SEBI and they fined them. The reason is that whatever the bonds issued by the authority, whatever the bonds issued by one of his company was not properly took care of, and there are some lethargy with the issuing the bonds and bit of corruption. So 1 crore rupees fine being imposed by the SEBI. Again, the same case, Reliance Home Finance, under which Anil Ambani was earlier barred from the share market as well as fined by the SEBI. Under the same situation, this point is being mentioned. Okay, that's it. Nothing more in that. This personalized fines sometimes can be asked in the exam as a 1-marker question. Not obviously in the phase 2, will be obviously in the phase 1 of any financial based or the economics based exam. So remember that. We'll go to the next question. Unemployment has decreased sharpest in which of the following state according to annual periodic labor force survey? If you remember, we discussed about that. The one state which performed really very well last year, the state was with the highest unemployment rate, and now it was the sharpest dip in the unemployment rate. That's a very good sign actually. Some states like Goa and Kerala, surprisingly, they are having more unemployment rate. The biggest or the largest unemployment rate in India is in Lakshadweep, about 11%, which we saw last time. And if we talk about the India's unemployment rate is 3.2%, which is steady. So yes, answer of this question is Haryana. Absolutely right. So Haryana did a very good job. Country's unemployment rate is average to 3.2%, which is almost similar. Now when it comes to the Haryana, so Haryana's labor force survey की अगर हम बात करें, so 5.1% in 22-23 to 3.2% in 23-24, so it was a really very good. So a huge dip. Sorry, Haryana का number यहाँ पे 9.2% was last year, and now it went down to 3.4%. So it's a really very good job done by the Haryana. तमिलनाडु ऑल्सो रजिस्टर्ड sharpest decline. उसके बाद छत्तीसगढ़ में भी काफी अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस हुआ है. सबसे कम अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इज इन मध्य प्रदेश, लेस देन 1% अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इज इन मध्य प्रदेश. द बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग स्टेट्स हरियाणा, तमिलनाडु एज वेल एज द छत्तीसगढ़, बिकॉज ड्रॉप बहुत अच्छा हुआ है, बट कुछ स्टेट्स ऑलरेडी अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे थे, लाइक मध्य प्रदेश, महाराष्ट्र, these states are doing a good job, whereas Kerala and Goa surprisingly not performing well, and that is the case regarding this particular survey. Again, periodic labor force surveys given by Ministry of Statistics program implementation, year on year का डेटा यहाँ पे था जिसके ऊपर हमारी बात हुई है. Next, minimum subscription period for public issuance of debt securities has been lowered by SEBI from which to 2 working days. So minimum subscription period of public issuance of debt securities, जो डेट सिक्योरिटी होती है मींस बॉन्ड्स होते हैं, उनके इश्यूएंस के लिए जो टाइम फ्रेम था लोअर्ड बाय सेबी फ्रॉम टू 2 days. नाउ अब केवल 2 वर्किंग डे के अंदर ही ये चीज हो पाएगी, पहले इसका टाइम थोड़ा ज्यादा था. तो एफिशिएंसी बढ़ाने के लिए, चीजों को थोड़ा और फास्ट करने के लिए ये चेंजेस किए गए हैं सिक्योरिटी एक्सचेंज बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया के द्वारा. So answer of this question is according to new rules. Now these days being reduced, and the days being reduced to only 2 days. So earlier we'll talk about that. Earlier it was a 3 days. Okay, now it's a 2 working days. That's a question asked. Other than this, there are other rules also which were recently changed by the SEBI. So we'll talk about those rules also. So new rules introduced by the SEBI, especially focusing on the bond market, especially majorly focusing on the bond market. So what are the new rules for the bond market? The new rules aim to simplify the process of applying public issuance in debt security. Remember that bond market is a major focus for the new rules. The first thing, the investors will have to use the UPI for fund blocking starting from the November 1st when applying through the intermediary for funds up to 5 lakhs. So if you want to invest into the bond market, the blocking amount of money can be used by the UPI also. Like this is a concept in IPO also, we use this concept in normal share purchasing, we use this concept also in the bond purchasing. So if you want to purchase bonds in a future date, you can block up to 5 lakh through UPI also. That is the first thing which was announced. Investor wishing to apply through the intermediary such as stock brokers, syndicate members, registered depository participants for the public issuance of debt security must follow the new regulation. So it is almost for everyone. Investors must include their UPI ID which is linked to the bank account. So for better transparency, for better clarity, this is also announced. Then additionally, in an effort to shorten the time it takes issuer to access funds, SEBI has adopted additional regulation. Like we mentioned, only within 2 working days things will work properly. Furthermore, the bidding period can now be extended by 1 working day instead of the 3 in the event of price band or the yield modifications. So अगर price band में change होता है तो 1 working day से आप और extend कर सकते हो. पहले 3 working days का extension था, उसे reduce करके 1 working day का कर दिया है by the SEBI. So many changes under the bond market so that the market should be more transparent, market should be more legitimate as well as the fast at the same time. That's why this announcement is done by the Security Exchange Board of India. Okay. Now we'll go to the next question. These are the simple questions. 2-3 questions are very simple from the basic current affairs. The Center has constituted a committee to formulate the repairability index in the mobile and electronic sector. Who will chair this committee? The new committee created by Government of India. The purpose is repairability index. Means electronic repairability index की यहाँ पे बात हो रही है. It should be good in case of India so that internally जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक रिपेबिलिटी है उसके लिए एक ना every person who is using electronic gadgets having right for repair नाम का कंसेप्ट होता है कि मेरे पास जो भी चीज है उसका रिपेयरिंग होना चाहिए. Many of the times the people are avoiding it कि नहीं ये रिपेयर नहीं हो पाएगा, it is beyond repair, we can't do anything. So many excuses given by this businessman, and that's why this repairability is in news. Another thing, India wants to become the hub, a worldwide hub for the repairability of electronic gadgets so that all over the world repair वाली चीजें का भी hub इंडिया में बन सके. So काफी अच्छा business वहां से भी generate होगा. So Bharat Khera committee is being created recently by the Government of India under repairability index. So remember that this committee is going to fetch many questions in the exams आने वाले समय में. जिससे इस कमिटी का रिपोर्ट आएगा तब भी हमें थोड़ी सी बातें इसके अराउंड करनी पड़ेगी। Defense Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated which edition of Indian Coast Guard Commanders Conference in New Delhi? Now, another important question for you. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has inaugurated which edition of Indian Coast Guard Commanders Conference in New Delhi? 39th, 40th, 41st, 42nd, or the 43rd? Yes, guys. So, these questions are actually very easy. 41st conference was there, Indian Coast Guard. Indian Coast Guard was created in 1977. Right now, there is no head of Indian Coast Guards because of recent or the sudden demise of the head of Coast Guard. So, उसके बाद किसी को appoint नहीं किया गया है. Headquarter is in New Delhi. Everyone knows about that. It's the first line defense of Indian water boundary. So, that's the news for you. I'll go to the next question. Pratyasha Ray has awarded a prestigious 32nd Eklavya Puraskar for her remarkable achievement. She belongs to which of the following sports? The question is from the sports. I know we were focusing on the economics and banking, but few questions I have covered from the different background so that thoda sa mix bana rahe. So tell me the answer of this question. Pratyasha Ray awarded the prestigious Eklavya Puraskar for her remarkable achievement. She belongs to which of the following sports? Football, archery, table tennis, swimming, or the hockey? Yes, answer of this question is swimming. Okay, as a very famous swimmer. By the way, Eklavya Puraskar is basically very much famous in Odisha. Odisha का ये one of the reputed award माना जाता है. Next question. Who among the following won the Miss Universe India 2024 title? Miss Universe India. This title is won by which of the following person? Another question for the pre or the phase 1 point of view. So answer of this question, I will directly move forward with this. Reha Singha, she won this. Then Pranjal Priya, name as the first runner-up, as well as Chavi Varg as the second runner-up for this particular tournament. Yeah. Next question, I guess answer is already there. Okay, question थोड़ा मिस हो गया शायद, कोई बात नहीं, हम directly question को एक बार discuss कर लेते हैं. Asian Development Bank approved 50 million loan to improve water resource management, access to water, community resilience to the effect of climate change in which state in India? So for Meghalaya, the ADB provided 50 million loan. That is a very important. Meghalaya's CM Konark Sangama, whereas Governor CH Vijay Shankar. So both the names are here. But remember this is very important. Asian Development Bank decided to provide 50 million loan to the state of Meghalaya, which will be really very important for the exam. This is a recent loans given by the ADB, Asian Development Bank, 530 crore to drinking water supply in 12 cities of Tripura. Then 500 million to improve the healthcare of Maharashtra. 200 million for the improve of solid waste management in the 8 states of the country. 200 million for the metro rail for the Nagpur, and 240.5 million for the solar rooftop system of the India. So these are the recent loans given by the Asian Development Bank to different Indian states as well as a whole country. Which bank has recently launched Ashwa and Mayura credit card? These credit cards issued by which of the following banks recently? Again, the name of the credit cards is Ashwa as well as Mayura credit card. So Axis Bank, Canara Bank, ICICI Bank, IDFC First Bank, or the HDFC Bank. So which bank decided to provide these credit cards recently? Answer of this question is IDFC First. IDFC First is also the commercial bank, and this bank is now headquartered in Mumbai. V. Vidyanathan sir is the MD CEO. Recently, he also got the extension by the RBI. RBI also gave him extension for the next 3 years as the MD CEO. So in 2015, we created this bank. Is a private commercial bank. This bank got the license from Bimal Jalan Committee. So Bandhan Bank and IDFC First Bank was created together on the recommendation of Bimal Jalan Committee. That will be another important point for the exam. World Pharmacist Day is observed on which of the following date? Pharmacist Day, India right now is pursuing to become the world's pharmacy because many medicines, many vaccines we are producing, we are manufacturing these days. So in that scenario, this day will be really very important. So World Pharmacist Day we celebrate on 25th of September. The pharmacists meeting global health need was the theme for this year. Now some other questions. We'll cover near about 5 to 10 questions now, and then we'll stop because the time constraint is there. According to RBI study, private capex could grow to how much in 25? According to RBI's recent study, private capital expenditure of the country will reach up to how much amount of money? So every number is about in lakh crores. Lakh crore is a number which is mentioned over here. So according to RBI, this reach up to 2.45 trillion rupees, that is lakh crore. प्राइवेट एक्सपेंडिचर अगर इंक्रीज होता है, प्राइवेट कैपेक्स एक्सपेंडिचर अगर इंक्रीज होता है, so it's a good sign for the country because it leads to GDP growth, it leads to more employment, it leads to reduce the burden on government of India for the infrastructure creation or for the infrastructure maintenance and etc. So that's the most important thing. Roads and bridges is the name of the report. Okay, under this report, roads and bridges and power sector is going to be perform really very well, especially with the private capex that is mentioned by the Reserve Bank of India, by the RBI. Yes, which of the following and the government have collaborated to optimize the community investment support, CIF, community investment support fund, sorry, community investment support fund. So which institution is going to support government of India under this fund? Community investment fund is basically so that we can provide a financial support to certain companies, certain community led programs, and for that reason, which of the following institution is going to help government of India? So answer is MicroSave. MicroSave is the name of the NBFC which is going to work with Rural Development Ministry, and this MOU is signed recently. The purpose of this MOU so that Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, NRLM, under that Yojana, if someone wants to create or someone wants to launch their own business or the startup, in that situation, this MicroSave can provide them the fund. So Government of India's Rural Development Ministry under NRLM, National Rural Livelihood Mission, they signed this particular agreement for the that is CLF, sorry, Community Investment Support Fund. Again, remember that in 2011 we started this particular scheme, and already 22,296 crore under NRLM is disbursed by the Government of India. So under this fund of Government of India, NBFC is going to work to support these new businesses. All India Initiative on Creative Economy launched at an event organized by the Indian Chambers of Commerce in its which year? All India Initiative on Creative Economy, that was the name of the function, was organized by the Indian Chambers of Commerce. So Indian Chambers of Commerce का foundation day था, तब इसे launch किया गया. Okay, so answer of this question is the event which was organized was the 100th year, and Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri sir was present there for the launch of this particular thing. One question which is very important regarding All India Initiative on Creative Economy, that is the most important scenario. Right now, government through many schemes, government through many departments are asking about innovation, asking about research and development. So innovative economy is the focus of these days of Government of India, and under that this was initially launched. Last two questions of the day. India's export of engineering items increased to how much $billion in July 2024? The question is from the month of July. The question is India's export of engineering items increased to how many billions in 2024? 9.04 billion, 10.02 billion, 11.07 billion, 12.05 billion, or 13.01 billion? Yes. Answer of this question is I'll talk about the it is increased up to 9.04 billion in July 2024. 3.66% year-on-year growth. So growth is also very strong. 3.66% is the growth if we compare year-on-year. So that's the point which is mentioned over here. If we'll talk about the countries which are the which countries are the source of Indian engineering products, so USA, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Singapore, they are very much interested with the Indian engineering products. So very good growth, no doubt about that. Last question of the day. SEBI banned Anil Ambani from the capital market for a period of how many years? So we discussed about his son's fine, 1 crore fine on his son. Now the last question is about for how many years Anil Ambani is being barred from the share market by the SEBI. Again, the reason is the scam or the money laundering or siphoning of money in through his Reliance Home Finance. So yes, answer is for 5 years he's being barred from the market, as well as 25 crore fine also imposed on his company. I have included some more questions in this particular PDF. So there are some other questions also which you can go through. आप एक बार go through कर सकते हैं. Time constraint है, that's why we need to stop over here. In the evening 6 p.m. there will be a PIB session, PIB MCQs we are going to discuss at on the 6 p.m. the same channel. So उसे देखना मत भूलिएगा. 6 बजे वापस एक बार मुलाकात होगी PIB MCQs के साथ. Okay. So yes guys, that's all from my side for the day. We'll see you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.